Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one I've been wanting to do for a while. This is not quite how I expected it would be done, but Ian and I moved out of our Brooklyn apartment last week. We will be returning to the city, don't worry. I'll actually be doing another video explaining why we made this decision, where we're going to be living in the meantime, and a rough idea of what our timeline is looking like. But before we left, I filmed an apartment tour for you guys. I actually filmed one tour with all our belongings and possessions still in place and where they're supposed to be, and then I filmed another one after we had moved out and everything was empty. If you watch till the end, I'll be including some of the more specific details, like what we paid every month, what the square footage was, what the neighborhood was like, what we loved about this place, and what we'll be hoping to change with our next apartment. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. And here it is, our first apartment in Brooklyn, New York. Hey guys, so it's a bit of a bittersweet day. We are back in our New York apartment and we're starting to move some things out. Ian's parents drove us from New Hampshire and we're gonna be sending them with some of our furniture because I don't think we're going to be staying here until the pandemic is over. It's just, we're not really willing to take that risk with older family members. We'll definitely be coming back to the city, but I really loved our time here and I really loved this space. So I thought I would do a quick tour for you guys just to show you what our first apartment in New York City really looked like. And then when we get a new, better place, I'll give you guys a tour of that one as well. I don't wanna go to sleep now. I would rather stay up late. I wanna hold your boxes are here to start moving, and one of my favorite aspects was the fire escape and also our brick fireplace over here. Super nice, just having friends over, sitting on the couch. It folds out into a full-sized bed, so people were comfortable. They could come and stay with us and spend the night, and we'd have a great time. Our kitchen, small, practical. We had the little bar stools where you can see Ian's actually setting up to eat lunch. We had our fridge with all of our pictures of our friends and our photo strips, which are my favorite. Some of Ian's hysterical wall art. And then down this way, it's a small apartment, but I love it. Our bathroom, which is peach themed, super cute. Our bedroom, which is already being packed up. But I love these shelves. I loved having this window here. You never realize how necessary it is to have a window in your bedroom until you don't have one. You have to have a window in your bedroom. And this was our first apartment in New York. Hey guys, so I wanted to do a little update and show you the state of our apartment right now. We have been packing all week, getting all of our stuff together and in boxes and cleaning. Tomorrow, our parents are going to come with a truck. We're gonna load up all of our things and all of our furniture and bring it back to New Hampshire, where we will store it until we decide to get another apartment once things are safer. But I thought I would give you guys a little update and just show you how the move is going. So as you can see, we took our couch apart. We're not done yet. We still have to take down the fairy lights and the curtains. We have our TV over there. because we don't want it to get broken. Lots of boxes going on. Kind of sad, but also we'll get a better spot. Our mattress is on the floor, like college again.
Sucks. Gonna go get some sushi though.
Celebratory sushi, because our couch got pulled apart. We did it! Yay! Bed frame, all taken apart. It's actually in the corner over there. All right, I should go help him make the bed instead of just filming him doing it.
I'm smiling.
You can't tell. Sushi, sushi. My favorite sushi place.
Me too.
I'm so excited. All right, guys. So it is our last day in the apartment. As you can see, we have moved everything out. It's empty, except for my breakfast, some cleaning things, our shoes. Yep, cleaned. So this is our empty apartment tour. As you can see from the front door, that was the living area space with the fireplace. That was easily my favorite part of this whole apartment. We had our kitchen right here. We cooked a ton in here. Down the hall here, I'll just show you guys the empty bathroom. Right here, not nearly as cute without all of my peach decorations. And then we have our empty bedroom. Just as it was when we moved in. Closing this chapter of our lives momentarily though. It's temporary. We will be back once the world is back in order. I just wanted to give you guys a tour now that everything is out, now that it looks like it did when we first arrived in Brooklyn. It's definitely sad. It's definitely not what we wanted to be doing, but I think this is the right choice for us. I think in the long run, this is going to be a good decision. We're gonna end up wherever we end up, and it's gonna be great. I have hope. I have a lot of positive outlooks for this. Thanks for moving out with us. So I hope you guys enjoyed that virtual tour. There were a lot of different pros and cons to that apartment, but overall, I think I am definitely going to miss it. My favorite aspects personally were the brick fireplace in the living room. I love exposed brick accents, and I really loved the wrought iron fire escape. It was a pre-war building built in the 1920s, so it had a lot of charm and character, and I just really loved that. We definitely weren't supposed to do this, but we spent a lot of mornings just sitting out on our fire escape with our coffees and enjoying the fresh air and the sounds of the city, and it was just so nice. It was so lovely. It just really made me feel like that is what I expected New York City to be like. The apartment was a bit small at 550 square feet, but we spent a lot of time out exploring our neighborhood, exploring the city, and there was still enough space to host our friends whenever we wanted to. So we were on the second floor of the 4-story building, which was nice. We were on the first floor when we lived in Los Angeles, and neither of us were really a fan of it. We found that bugs could get in more easily and we could hear the traffic outside more. And overall, I thought it was really great to not be on the first floor. We paid $2,400 a month for this apartment. That was a bit higher than we were initially looking for when we first moved out to the city. Ian and I definitely each had to work a couple of jobs to be able to afford that place. But of all the spots we looked at, we both just really liked it and decided that if that's what we wanted, we would make it work. And we did. The kitchen had a gas stove, but gas and electricity were not included in the rent. We had to pay that separately. Heating was included in the rent though. I have noticed that since we moved out of our apartment, it has been listed again on Street Easy, which is a website I highly recommend. That's how we have looked for every apartment we've lived in. It's just such a great tool. I'll link them down below so you guys can find them. Since moving out, our apartment has been listed for $200 less than what we were paying. Ian and I have been noticing that that's happening with a lot of apartments in New York City right now. A lot of rents are dropping because of the circumstances, because of the situation. We signed on to a year-long lease in September of 2019, so that was over in August of 2020. We could have chosen to sign on for another year, but given our situation, we decided that it was best we not. If you'd like a better explanation of why we made that decision and what our plan is moving forward, when we'll be returning to the city and all those details, that video will be coming out on Sunday, and I'll be sure to link it in the description for you guys once it is live. Since it was an older building, there was no central air in the apartment, but we moved in when the weather was getting colder, so it wasn't really an immediate concern for us. The building used steam heating, which essentially meant that there were 2 radiators in our apartment, one in the living room and then another one in the bedroom. Alongside those were a series of pipes, which were also in the bathroom, and steam would come through the pipes and heat the entire space, and it worked really well. We were definitely warm in the winter. We didn't exactly have control over the actual temperature or the number of degrees that our apartment was. Sometimes we had to open a window just to kind of counter it and cool off a little bit. The biggest thing though was that the pipes would get really hot, and in certain spaces, especially our bathroom, which were really small, we were constantly bumping into them or brushing against them, which hurt. It hurt. They got really hot. So that was something that I had never really dealt with before. Since we moved back to New Hampshire in March, we didn't really get a chance to experience summer in that apartment, except for the 1 week we were there in July to move all of our things out. For that week, we did have an air conditioner that we put in the window of our bedroom. It certainly did a good job of cooling off the bedroom, but it didn't quite reach the living room area. Had we been there longer, we may have tried to put it in the kitchen window or the living room window and see what worked best, but it just really wasn't worth the hassle. As I mentioned, the stove was gas powered. I know some people prefer electric, but I think that's just something you kind of have to expect with an older building. There was no washer and dryer in the entire building. The building just didn't have a laundry room, and I've never had to deal with that in a building before. Mind you, this is also only like my second apartment since leaving college, so I'm still learning what to look for, what questions to ask, and laundry room is a must. We had to walk up to 3 blocks to do our laundry, which was ridiculous and so annoying. So that's something I'm definitely going to pay attention to in our next place. As for the neighborhood we were living in, I definitely think our cost was so high more because our neighborhood was so nice and less because our apartment was so nice. It was a nice apartment, but our neighborhood, I loved it. We were right in downtown Brooklyn. All of the subway stations that we regularly used were within walking distance. They were super close and convenient. And on top of that, we were in an area that had so many fun restaurants and different bars to try. We didn't even really have to get on the subway. We had so much fun just in our little area. We were also really close to this beautiful view of the financial district. If you went up to the heights, it was just such a beautiful space. And then if you actually went down below, you could get close to the water, and there were soccer fields and basketball courts. It was great. Our neighbors were really friendly, a lot of post-college kids and young families. Overall, I think this was a really great first apartment for us in New York City. I think we learned a lot from it, and we'll be using that knowledge when we return to the city. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if it was at all helpful to you. If you were in the middle of moving to a city, be sure to remember some of these things. Laundry room. Laundry room. And in the comments, let me know if you have any other questions about our apartment, if I missed anything, if you have any questions about the neighborhood, about New York City in general. I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. And if you haven't already, you can check out my last video over here. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!